guys, it's Molly Hannah Wilson. I'm from here in Gleason. I'm 27 years old, graduated from Gleason High School in 2011, go Bulldogs. Graduated from UTM just down the road in 2017. Don't do that math. I have lived here most of my life. I've been working here at Gleason Lumber and Supply Company for the last 3 years. And today I am very underqualified, but I'm going to talk to you about something. First, I'll admit, while I was trying to decide what that something was, I watched some of the videos for the first time that Anna has posted previously, feeling a little guilty about that. They're so good. Like, I loved Jacob's story. I've listened to Erica and Casey's. I know Anna's posted some more, and Miss Cindy and Miss Charlotte. I haven't watched theirs yet. I feel very underqualified, but very humbled to, that Anna thought I was cool enough to join them with my video. So, second thing I'd like to say is that I'm sorry I did not change after work. I thought if I looked any better, you guys wouldn't recognize me. If you know me and you like me, it's probably not because of the way that I dress for work. If you don't like me, I don't think an outfit change and some makeup is going to change that. So here I am in all of my glory. Anna is going to shoot me because I'm very nervous. I can stand at this counter and talk to you all day long, but put me behind a camera and I freak out a little bit. So I'm a hand talker, do this a lot, but I got my phone in my hand, so I move. I shuffle. I'm an on the phone shuffler. So we're going to be doing a little tour of the lumber shed while we talk, which is fine. It might be kind of poor quality. It's okay. Y'all can overlook that, surely. So mostly what I want to talk about with you guys is community. That's one major reason I came down here to the lumber shed, is because it stands for so much to me in my community. Not just, Gleason is my community, but I'm talking like community as in the people that you surround yourself with, the people that you call when you're having a bad day, or the people you call when you're having a really good day, that kind of community. So here I am at Gleason Lumber. I guess what I should start by telling you guys is, when I was in high school, you could have blown me down, telling me that I would be here right now, standing in Gleason Lumber, videoing myself talk about living in Gleason at 27 years old. I would never have believed it. I thought, I'm going to Knoxville. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm going to Knoxville. That's what my dad did. That's what my uncle did. That's what I need to do. So I went with lots of things and no plans whatsoever. None. No plans. So I went to Knoxville. Honestly, I thought we were getting along great, but clearly there were some issues that I didn't know about, because they cut me off after my 5th semester. It was fall of my 3rd year. They sent me home. I was so sad. I was still paying rent in Knoxville, living in Gleason at my parents' house, which my parents are great, but that's not cool. You don't want to do that. So anyways, I needed a job to pay for my bills. So my friend Hunter, his mom owned Gleason City Drugstore, Miss Chris. Y'all know Miss Chris. Her dad had owned it, Mr. Buddy Robinson. He had owned it before her. But my friend Becca Hodges, she worked at Gleason City Drugstore for years, since we were in high school. So what I did is I got really, really fancy one day, and I printed out, I don't even know what would have been on my resume. I had worked at Coldwater Creek in Knoxville for a couple of years while I was in school. But I printed out my resume. I was going to go fill out an application. I looked so fancy. I walked in and Miss Chris was like, how long are you going to be around? You don't know? You want to start tomorrow? Okay, cool. So I'm freaking out a little bit. Like I'm excited. I'm very grateful for the job, but I'm like, I don't know anything about working in a drugstore. Of course, I'd worked down here for forever. So like I could run the cash register. I could small talk with people. Like I can do all of those things. Hang on, Anna's texting me. And we're back. Had to break it to Anna that I was actually videoing myself. I think she's a little bit nervous. She asked me if I was sure a couple of times. So it's okay. But I do think I'm going to have to talk faster because I've been rambling for a long time. Y'all don't want to hear me talk for 30 minutes. You just don't. I know it. So back to, I was working with Miss Chris at the drugstore. I worked there from January to October, I think it was. Lots of really good things came from that. For one, Miss Chris constantly told me that I was doing a good job. She just like validated me over and over and over again with her words. She gave me a Christmas bonus. I didn't even make it to Christmas with her, and she gave me a Christmas bonus, invited me to the Christmas party. Of course, I've known Miss Chris for years, but she just really, she was really good for me, in that venture of my journey. She let me study, when we had slow times in the store. During the summer, I was taking classes at Jackson State, and then, I got into school in the fall at UTM. So she really kind of helped me figure out what I was going to do there. And I stayed with her until October, until I felt like I couldn't give her the time that she deserved out of me because of my school schedule. So I moved on. Of course, we still chat, and I even called her just last week to ask her for some advice. So we're still buddies. But went to school at UTM. The first year I was there was okay, because Becca, my friend Becca, who I mentioned earlier that I worked with, she lived in Martin, and she was still in school. And so that was cool. And my friend Caitlin Morris, she was working down the road in Martin at Sugar and Spice. And so we would pass each other, or we'd get to, it was different. But I needed that really as my transition into life at Martin. So, which was so different for me. And I was at that point, like all the people that I knew from home that had gone there, most of them were getting ready to graduate because I'm so behind. So my classes were with people that were a lot younger than me, people I didn't know. And it was just kind of hard to find my spot for a little while. Finally, like in my second and third year at UTM, I really dove into my major. And I made some really good friends in classes. Honestly, I felt like I made some good friends with some of my professors. Like, I really enjoyed spending time talking with them in office hours and things like that, and getting advice and all that good stuff. But I did make some, I can say that I left UT Martin with some pretty good connections. Some that I'm pretty proud of to date. So, anyways, graduated from UTM in 2017 in May, and I will tell you a short, funny story. I had not really talked to anyone, honestly, about what my plans were going to be after graduation. Like, I think everybody was kind of scared to ask, like, okay, she's getting this marketing degree, but what the heck is she going to do? Like, what is her plan? No one knows. Very elusive. So they didn't want to ask because I think they were afraid that I didn't know, and I really didn't. I knew that, like, from being here sometimes, that I really thought I could help my dad. I could be an asset to what he had going on down here. I had applied for a couple of things close with my degree, And I just, like, I wasn't, those opportunities just didn't seem to be there for me. And so I thought, you know, I really feel like this is God, like, pulling me, not just keeping me here in this community, but like pulling me home, like to my home, to Gleason Lumber, where everything that I know about anything socially or business wise, to that starting point. And so graduation day, I said this would be short. Y'all knew that was a lie. Graduation day, I'm at UTM in the gymnasium, and they say everybody who has a job lined up, you know, after graduation, stand up. So all my friends are standing. I do too. And so my parents, after graduation was over, they were like, where are you going? Like, where's this job you got? And I looked at my dad. I said, I can be there Monday if you'll let me have a job. And he said, all right. So here I am 3 years later. It is a treat. Let me just tell you, it is a very special treat. I get to see so many people. I get to share so many conversations and parts of people's lives that, like, I don't even know if they know they're sharing these things with me. I think some of these people probably say things to me about their life, and then they leave and they're like, oh my God, did I really just tell her that? I should have studied psychology, people, really. But no, it's a blessing. When I worked for Miss Chris, that's really kind of when it solidified it for me, the idea of, I don't know what I'm going to do or what exactly I'm going to study or where I'm going to work, but I know I want to work with people in some way. Like, I have to. It's the thing that I enjoy about my job. It's the thing I enjoy about coming to work. It's relationships with people, which I'm not always great at, but it's the journey, I think, and growing that relationship with people. And here at Gleason, I get to do that all day, every day, sometimes more than I want to, but that's part of it too. Like, that's part of relationships. But I've learned so much about myself being here, and not just relationships with customers, like relationships with, you know, my friends have changed. People that I work with, those relationships have changed. Gosh, like, knowing what I want out of a relationship with my future somebody, you know, like, those standards have changed based off of relationships I've had with people here. So it's taught me a lot. And it's ironic to me that I feel like I'm back where, like, I began. I mean, I remember playing down here when I was little. I remember, like, I put up, in theory, I'm the one that puts up the order every week, but I remember coming down here with my dad when I was little bitty, and you had to take an individual little sticker and sticker every single thing. That's a lot. That's a lot of stickers. That's a lot of stickers. But we would do that at night, like this time. And it was like, we had so much fun. I never remember it being a burden. And those are the, you know, I'm doing those things some days too. That's one thing that I do. But y'all should come. I'll give you a tour of my job one day. But anyways, tying that into community, all of those things that I've told you, I've just given you like the smallest little bit of my journey, if you will, my adventure to where I am now. That feels cheesy. I'm 27, so I know some of y'all are like, girl, you're a baby. And I know that. I do. I recognize that. But, you know, there's so many things that I've learned, so many people that I've learned from, so many words of encouragement, so many words of discouragement when I needed them. Gosh, and have I needed them? Whew. But your girl's not perfect, I'll just tell you. But that's what this place really means to me. And not just Gleason Lumber. Like, my community is Gleason Lumber It's the people that I work with here, the people that I get to spend time with, the ones who come in crying, the ones who make me cry when they don't come back. It's, you know, like you get to know people in a place like this, and not just a place like this, but like I said about your relationships, like everything you do, I feel like everything you do, every relationship you have, you use that to kind of build on your other relationships, and you take things away from people that you meet, you know, and you think, gosh, I really appreciated how they did that for me. I need to be doing that more for my friends or for my mom, or, you know, my dad, he's really busy like him, and this is what he did, and I'm really busy, and they did that for me, and maybe he needs me to be that person for him. And so, you know, you need those people around you to show you those things, but you don't just have, you know, work is not just my community. It's all these people here, and then all these people around us here in this place. You know, your friends that live off. I've still got friends from Knoxville that I talk to, and friends from Martin that I talk to, and gosh, friends that I've had since, I don't even know when we became friends. I really don't. New friends at Dragonfly, old friends at Dragonfly, people who hold you accountable, and people who are there when you don't want to be held accountable, when you just want to be you. So community is a lot. It's meant a lot to me. I've had a bumpy road, and I'm sure it will continue to have its potholes, maybe smaller ones, but I know that you guys are gonna be there for me. I trust, based off of history, that you guys are gonna be there for me, and that because you guys have been there for me, that I can be there for my friends, for, you know, people who come in the lumber shed who maybe they just need a Coke out of the fridge to make their day better, but I know because of the community that has surrounded me, and gosh, I almost said for the community I've surrounded myself with, but that is absolutely the least true thing I could say, because I've run so many times from those people who love me. So really, it's the community that has surrounded me. But because of all of you guys, it gives me hope that I can serve in that capacity for somebody who needs it. I hope that you've gathered some semblance of meaning from my jumbled chatter, my split video, because I really do. I really care about you guys, and I really care about this place, and I think that we are rich here in Gleason. I really do. I think we have a very, very unique, very special place to live. And it's because of people like Anna Eaton having 27-year-olds who don't brush their hair take videos of themselves talking about something that means something to them. I hope that you got something out of this. I feel like I've learned a lot just from like rehashing all of these inner thoughts. So, anyways, I hope you all have a great Monday night. Thanks, guys.